Welcome to Lead Quick Videos. In one of our previous videos, we shared with you the person that we considered as the most powerful person in Nigeria's electoral process. And we mentioned that that person is not the INEC chairman. If you did not watch that video, kindly search for it and please subscribe to our channel so that you can be updated whenever we post our video. Now, when a state votes for president, how much sway do you think that the governors have over the outcome? In the current political dispensation, we have seen the governors' alignment and realignment and problems and challenges with their presidential candidates. Let us know what you think in the comment section about how much powers does the governors have in determining the presidential election. Now, for us in this video, we want you to understand that among political practitioners and political commentators, the potent view is that governors are indeed a positive force for their party's presidential candidate. Because of the access to public funds by the governors, the conventional wisdom is that whether the governor is seeking for next term or the governor is not seeking for re-election, they can donate their political organizations, which is usually the best existing political structure in their states, to their party's eventual nominee. Also, governors supposedly make a difference at the margin by mobilizing their party's workers and supporters. Beyond the above listed legal activities of the governors in supporting their party's presidential candidates, our research shows that it is also possible that they exert modest influence on the counting and transmission of the election results. How did we arrive at this conclusion? Again, remember the video where we explained the most powerful person in Nigeria's electoral process? You can just click on top on your screen. The video is listed there for you. Now, in that video, we explained that the resident electoral officers are supposed to recruit the presiding officers who are the most powerful persons in the electoral process. Now, according to Donald Duke, don't take our word for it, the former governor of Cross River State, when the electoral commissioners comes to the state before the elections are conducted, they usually claim, whether rightly or wrongly, that they have no accommodation, that monies to be used in conducting the election have not been released now, because the bureaucratic system in INEC, is usually late. So the resident electoral commissioner will then pay a courtesy call on the governor. Don't take our word for it. This is the word of the former governor of Cross River State, and they will tell the governor that they have come to ensure that there will be free and fair elections, and at the same time they will go ahead and ask the governor for his support to ensure that there is a free and fair election. Question: are the governors ever interested in free and fair elections? Can you be seeking for support from a contestant in an election that the person is contesting? Now again, the former governor of Cross River State, Donald Duke, says that at that courtesy call, most governors, including him, will go for a one-on-one meeting with the resident electoral commissioner. In that meeting, the resident electoral commissioner will detail his demand to support the conduct of a free and fair election to the governor, which will include maybe his hotel accommodation, since they are usually rotated from one state to the other. They usually stay in the hotel. The resident electoral commissioner will also ask for vehicle to ease his mobility and to help him to settle down quickly. Then the governor, like the good man, will direct his chief of staff to ensure that the resident electoral commissioner is accommodated by putting him in the presidential lodge. Then they will allocate 2 cars to him or her, and from there the relationship has started. A few weeks to the elections, the resident electoral commissioner will meet with the governor again to discuss matters of the election. Now, in every state, local government, and wards, to conduct the election, the resident electoral commissioner will have to recruit, on the average, about 3,000 to 7,000 presiding officers, depending on the polling booths in every state. Now, what we found out is that the resident electoral commissioner will go to the governor and say, Your Excellency, could you please give us the names of about 4,000, 5,000 to 7,000 people so that we can train them as presiding officers. Now, that is because from the background, they have established a relationship where the governor has offered to support the process. Now, you know that the governor will be interested in that sort of arrangement that will require him to nominate the most powerful persons in the electoral process. And as a result, the resident electoral commissioner will tell the governor, also, we will need some resources, we need money to train these presiding officers so that they are able to conduct the election properly. And as we speak, the headquarters have not sent us any money to conduct this training. Now, the governor will be like, okay, how much will the training cost? And the resident electoral commissioner may reply, maybe for a start, 50 million. And because in each state there are 3 senatorial districts, we will conduct this training in each of the 3 senatorial districts. That will amount to about 150 million. The governor will say, okay, he will call the chief of staff and will demand that the chief of staff ensure that the resident electoral commissioner receives the money. Now, this is where the plot gets taken. After the governor must have offered 150 million naira to the resident electoral commissioner, the governor will turn around and call the chairman of his party. The party chairman will appear and the governor will direct the party chairman, look, INEC requires 50,000 people for conducting the elections. See to it that we meet their needs. And the party chairman goes, and by the evening, you will hear in television and you will hear in radio and everywhere that the party will be holding an important meeting. And from there, they will come up with the list of those that they will be sending to INEC that will serve as presiding officers for that election. Can you imagine the governor, the party chairman, taking responsibility for who will serve as the most powerful person in the electoral process? What is supposed to be the outcome of that arrangement? Now, the names, sometimes even passport photograph of these persons will be sent to INEC, within a few days. And before you know it, the election comes, these people are handed over these items. The most interesting part is, even where the money that the INEC is supposed to pay to these presiding officers will not be released before the election, the governor will ensure that they have paid them upfront, even more than the 15,000 that INEC is supposed to pay. The government will pay up to 50 to 100,000 to each of these persons, making sure that these persons are answerable to them. This is where and how the elections are being rigged. Do you know, or do you think that it will be any different in these 2023 elections? Let us know what you think in the comment section.